Okay, this video is a book review. The book is called Godless by Ann Coulter. This is Ann Coulter. The subtitle of the book is The Church of Liberalism. It's a great book. She's very funny. Ann Coulter is a genius. And, if I had to compare her to Ayn Rand is a much more sophisticated thinker, a profound thinker. Ayn Rand has read through tons of philosophy and literature and really puts it all together. She's a great genius. I think she's the smartest woman who ever lived. On the other hand, though, Ann Coulter is a lot funnier. Ann Coulter is like a comedian. She's so funny, and she does a great job of setting up her jokes. And she uses a lot of the if you're going to talk rhetoric, litotes, understatement, deadpan irony. She's very funny. Here's just some things she says. Once you deny the divinity of man, you can reason your way to anything. So we know that. If you don't have creating the image of God, you really kind of don't have anything. Okay. Then she writes a great couple of chapters on evolutionary biology and the way the liberals push that so heavy because they try to use it as creation story explanation for atheism, which is what they really are after. So here she says, a word to those of you out there who have not yet been offended by something I've said. Please be patient. I'm working as fast as I can. Okay, then she goes on. Even if evolution were true, it doesn't disprove God. God believers do not need evolution to be false, but atheists need evolution to be true. That's why there is a mass panic whenever someone mentions the vast and accumulating evidence against evolution. Far from showing the gradual change with one species slowly giving way to another as Darwin had hypothesized, the fossil record shows vast numbers of new species suddenly appearing out of nowhere, remaining largely unchanged for millions of years, and then disappearing, almost as if there was a big flood or something. Okay, that's Ann Coulter from her book Godless. The liberals use the atheistic Darwinism as a so-called creation story, which is really ridiculous because it has nothing to do with the origin of life. Origin of life is geologic chemistry. It's totally a different issue than generation of variety amongst species. And if you look at the evolutionary books, the same stuff I remember this being taught to me back when I was a young high school and college student. They still even have this in some of the books. The Haeckel's drawings were faked. The pepper moth story was a fake. The Piltdown Man story is a fake. The claim of evidence infinite time is fake. It's not true. Their whole attempts to claim they have some reasonable understanding of origin of life chemistry is a lie. The exaggerated significance of the Miller-Urey experiments, back in 1952. The fact that the evolutionary concept is a tautology. The fittest are selected because they're the fittest, okay? And natural selection selects the fittest because they're fittest. Where's the scientific proof in there? They say, intelligent design can't be proved. Well, neither can evolution, okay? Intelligent design just makes a lot more sense once you know about all the fine-tuning arguments and stuff, and once you got experience looking at the eye, the immune system, the blood clotting system, the brain, okay, the flagella, it goes on and on. Okay, also the idea that random mutation can create improvement is bogus. Just scratch audio CD, you don't improve it, okay? That's about what a random mutation does. And then she jokes about the Church of Liberalism. Its Bible is the Communist Manifesto by Marx. It's a culture of death, okay? And that's what its goal is. Its goal is to get rid of the population, okay? That's what its goal is. That's the real goal of all this stuff. Okay. She points out that she says the clergy for the Church of Liberalism are the public school teachers. And I know public school teachers, a lot of them are very nice and they really do the best they can for students. So there are good ones. I know there's a lot of good ones, okay? However, the system itself, the public school system itself is designed to not help the kids. It's kind of like the conventional healthcare system for chronic disease. It's designed to make sure the patient doesn't get better. So even though a doc might really mean well, as the vast majority of them do, if you don't know diet and toxicology, you really can't do much for chronic disease patients. And it doesn't matter how nice you are, you're just an ignoramus, okay? So anyways, as she points out that she said that in the early grades, the United States tests somewhere in the range of 90th percentile against other countries in the world, but by the time they get to 12th grade, they're about 14th percentile. So, I realize there's a lot of ways to look at that, but it's still kind of funny. Okay, John Dewey had said, he's the guy who really designed the public school system to a large extent. He said, you can't make socialists out of individualists. Children who think for themselves spoil the harmony of the collective society which is coming. Yeah, that's the guy put in charge of the public school system, a guy who wants, to turn it into a collective, meaning communism, okay? Socialism is a prelude to communism. Ayn Rand had said the only difference between socialism and communism is just a matter of time. It's inevitable that socialism trends into that. Um, so, anyways, it's an entertaining book. I like listening to the audiobook. She reads her own book. She's very funny. The other thing, people say, oh, she's a bitch. Well, you know what? Anytime a woman is smart, they get called a bitch. Anytime a woman writes a good book, they call her a bitch. Remember when Tiger Mom came out with Amy Chua? That was a great book. Okay, now Tiger Mom, Amy Chua, she's not in the same league as Ann Coulter in terms of how clever or funny she is. But she told the truth and is a great story, and that was a really good book, Tiger Mom. The reason I brought that up is everybody said, "Oh, Amy Chua, she's a bitch. Ann Coulter, she's a bitch. Ayn Rand, she's a bitch." You know, anytime a woman has a really powerful intellect to the point where it becomes intimidating, they all just call, "Oh, she's a bitch." You know, because they can't say she's stupid. They're obviously very smart. They can't say they're lying because they're obviously telling the truth. So they just go, "Oh, she's such a bitch. I hate her." Okay, you know what? No, Ann Coulter's a genius. Ayn Rand's a genius. And that Amy Chua lady was very smart. That's a really good book. That Tiger Mom. She wrote another book too. That's pretty good. Ann Coulter. All of her books are kind of funny. They're to some extent they're a little bit more of the same old stuff. You know. But man, she gets right to the issue and she digs deep, and that's what I thought was amazing too. You know, her background is training as a lawyer, and she wrote a brilliant chapter on evolutionary biology. I was impressed by that.